We talk a lot about leadership and getting great performance out of your team and how to hire, train, manage, make a profit with your staff and how to get your staff to make your life easier. Remember, the only two reasons to have anyone on your staff is A, they make a profit for you, at least a 3 to 5 times return on your investment, and or B, they make your life easier. Ideally, they should make a profit for you and they should make your life easier. Now, if you run your business like a business and not like a hobby, this is a topic of conversation that you can feel comfortable discussing openly, honestly, with your team. Keep shooting that. I'm going to grab something from this drawer. These are our internal staff surveys that we've been doing. We've been doing these surveys. I'll post this somewhere that everyone can get a copy of the survey. I'll read a couple of questions just to give you an idea. I'll just read the questions to you. I'm not going to read everyone's answers, obviously. How does having your job profit you? How does having the money help make your life better? How does the position serve your personal life? How does the job help you grow professionally? How do you hope this job will profit you financially, personally, and professionally in the future? Please be as specific as possible. What do you tell your friends and family or the people you meet when they ask you, what do you do? You want your team to have their own magic statement. Describe in as many words, sentences, paragraphs, or pages as it takes what you think your job actually is. Yeah, smile a little bit. Imagine you got promoted, so you had to hire, train, supervise someone else to do your job with full understanding that if they screw up, you are the one who's going to have to miss out on all kinds of fun social stuff, social activities, because you will be busy working nights and weekends to clean up their mess. A, what would you be looking for in an employee to fill this position? B, how would you explain to them what their job actually is? C, how would you test the person to be sure that you could count on them? D, how would you measure whether or not and how well the person is doing their job? E, please lay out a detailed plan for how you would train your new employee. 6, how should management measure and evaluate your performance using what criteria? Please list in order of importance all the tools and resources that you use to do your job. Example, computer, name of software, etc. Which processes, policies, procedures are most relevant and important to your job? 8, what different additional and or better tools could the company provide that would help you be more successful in your job? For each, please explain how having that tool, training, or experience would help you. 9, what hidden talents, skills, or abilities do you have that management is not taking full advantage of? What new or better skills training do you want to develop that could help you advance your career within the firm or even outside of the firm? Do you think you're going to be working here for the rest of your life?
No.
Do you think that I think you're going to be working here for the rest of your life?
No.
You see, we don't have to pretend. We don't have to beat around the bush. 11, what is stopping you from pursuing or acquiring those skills or training? 12, what's the best part of working for How to Manage a Small Law Firm? 13, what's the worst part of working for How to Manage a Small Law Firm? Be honest, you won't hurt our feelings. 14, if it was your company, what would you do differently? And 15, if you were not working for How to Manage a Small Law Firm, what kind of work and where do you think you would be working instead? We did this survey and then we give them an Excel spreadsheet where it's kind of hard to see because of the printout, but it basically has all these different columns: tasks, duties, responsibilities performed on a daily basis, task, duty, or responsibility. And then the second column is identify the software used to perform the task, identify the person that reviews the accuracy and completeness of the task, identify the name of the report that are prepared, generated, if there are targeted goals, please, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it's kind of hard to read because of the the Excel didn't print out properly. But we did this, as you can see, with all 15 people who work in our back office administration of the firm. And now what I am doing as the CEO and the founder, well, not founder, but as the CEO, what I'm doing is I am scheduling private one-on-one appointments with each member of my team to talk with them about where they are today financially, personally, and professionally, where they want to be in the future financially, personally, and professionally. He wants to be a smile model. And how this job can help them get from where they are now to where they want to be for them, because every one of your employees shows up and does the job they do for their reasons, not your reasons. And if you don't figure out, if you don't take it upon yourself to find out and to remain current and apprised of what their reasons are, would you rather know, or I'd rather know the truth than not know the truth. And so this is how we're able to talk about where do you want to be and how can we help you get to where you want to be. And this is part of the secret for how you get amazing performance out of your team. So we're here with Bryant.
Hey everybody.
Bryant joined us
January.
7 months ago. Bryant, previous job, you were working?
I was working at a gym, front desk, cleanup, selling memberships.
Selling memberships, clean up, kind of like an admin in a gym.
Customer service, administrator.
One of our former employees is friends with Bryant, and brought him in and said thought it would be a good fit, and we interviewed you and we hired you.
Yes.
And we helped that former employee launch a new business, right?
Yes.
True or not true?
True.
And he's starting to do pretty good with it.
Yeah.
Pretty happy with it.
He's getting there.
He's getting there, right? We helped him. We gave him training. We gave him resources. We gave him a little startup capital to try to launch him, because that's what you do. You show people that you want to help them succeed, and that's what makes them want to help you succeed. So we're here with Bryant for his meeting about his team survey. That's why he looks so happy. And I've asked Mike DiCarlo, our Chief Financial Officer, say hi, Mike.
Hello?
To help us talk with Bryant, to help educate him, because how old are you?
22.
Yeah, I mean, he's only 22, right? He's like a kid. No offense, but he's like a kid. To help educate him to understand what his compensation looks like from our perspective, so we can have a better appreciation and understanding for why we're willing to do the things that we're willing to do and not willing to do the things that we're not willing to do. So I just wanted to give you a quick education about this before we get into the meat of it. And we're not going to record the meat of, we're not going to record your interview. I just wanted to record the lesson to understand employment costs.
Okay.
And that's why I asked Mike to come in and join us. So let's say we pay you $100.
Okay.
From the employer standpoint, it costs us obviously the $100 that we paid you,
Yes.
right? It also cost us
The Social Security amount of the employer owes, which is more than 6% of your salary plus.
so 6%, so that's $6 for Social Security. $6, just put SS, Social Security. All right.
$1.45 for the Medicare.
$1.45 for Medicare.
And contributions to federal and state unemployment funds. So when people get terminated from their jobs and they apply for employment, all the employers contribute to that fund. So when an employee gets terminated and they file for their benefits, it's been funded by the employers by putting money in.
That's where the money comes from. And that's what percentage?
I would put probably 95 cents. For
And that
discussion
changes,
purposes.
right? Depending on how much turnover you have, that
Yes.
goes up or goes
Yes.
down. So for us, call it about 95 cents for unemployment, okay? Then we have the cost of actually processing your payroll. Every single time we pay you, every 2 weeks, that costs us
I'm gonna say $75 a person.
$75 per
Per payroll.
person per payroll.
Well,
So-
would that still be within the 100?
Well, it doesn't matter whether we pay you $100 or $1,000.
75.
It's still the same
Yes.
$75.
Okay.
So just know that every time you get paid from us,
You owe.
it costs us $75 to give you that money
The process.
Just as a
of payroll
process.
and-
as a processing fee. So it's not really a percentage of the 100, it's just a flat $75 per paycheck, per pay period. Got it so far?
Yeah.
Okay,
Our contribution to the workers' compensation,
we already did that.
we don't have workers' comp.
$1.45.
It's Medicare.
No, that's Medicare.
Oh, I'm sorry, workers' comp.
Workers' comp, that means if you get injured on the job, so we, paychecks, charges the company, an amount based on your salary amount, so it varies. The higher your salary, the
But as
rate
a,
goes up.
what's the percentage of that?
I'm gonna say right now, maybe 2%.
So 2 cents, 0.02 for
$2.
I'm sorry, well, out of 100. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, $2.
Okay.
All right, I thought it was $1. $2 for workers' comp,
Workers' comp.
Okay.
and then there's all the software subscriptions. There's
And licenses.
the amount of square footage that we have to have extra because you're here that we wouldn't need if you weren't here. The cost of your computer, which so let's say your computer, let's say your computer is $2,000. Let's say your computer is $1,500, right? And we replace that computer. Let's just to make the math easy. Let's say we replace that computer every 15 months. All right. That means every month $100 of your computer is wearing out. Right? So it's the same thing as us spending. So we're taking $100 per month and putting it aside into a savings account and into a sinking fund so that when it comes time to replace your computer, we don't have to come to you and say, Brian, why is your productivity slowing down? And you say, because my computer is ancient. And we say, well, why can't you work harder? And you say, well, if you would get me a new computer, I could be more productive. And we say, oh shit, we don't want to get you a new computer because we don't have the money to get you a new computer. No, we've got a savings account, so when it comes time to replace your equipment, the money's there. This is with your computer, this is with your monitor, this is with your cell phone, this is like all the major pieces of equipment. And then of course, office supplies to everything else. So figure it's $150 a month to process your payroll, because you get paid twice every other week. So 75 times 2. That's this one. 75 times 2. 75 times 2. Just say times 2. Times 2. Yeah, parking. Okay, we'll get to that later. So that's 150. Plus, let's just call it $100 a month that we spend for your computer, for the equipment that you use. And let's say it's another $100 a month for the space that you sit in.
And you have the user license fees and all the different software that we use.
And let's say it's another $300 in licensing fees for all the different software that you use to do your job.
The
Right.
amount that the company contributes to your health benefits. that
Oh,
you
then there's
elect.
your health insurance. So your health insurance is probably,
So we contribute, what, up to 75%?
right, we cover 75% of your health insurance, so that's about
Let's say that runs 900 a month, so.
so
we're
900
probably
a
gonna
month
talk about
times
680
0.75.
bucks.
So we're paying let's just call it $650 for your health insurance. Health insurance.
And,
And then your 401k, we contribute 4% of your salary, up to 4% of your salary into the 401k. So whatever your salary is, we're not gonna mention numbers because it's being recorded, but just know that 4%, so if it was $100, that would be $4 more dollars. So put $4 for 401k. So our cost to employ you, to give you,
there's some additional items.
such as,
For instance, in the company's automobile policy, we have to identify the number of employees that use their car driving to and from work. And if you happen to drive to an event like,
we have non-owner's auto insurance,
Yes.
which means if you're driving your own car on company business, if your insurance agent does not have a non-owner's liability rider in your business liability policy, fire your fucking agent immediately. They must have this rider, because what happens is if you're if you run an errand for us, like you run errands all the time, right?
I do, yes.
You go to the storage, you go
Mail.
to, sorry?
Mail sometimes.
You go to pick up the mail, you go to maybe run out of some office supplies if we're running out of something unexpectedly, whatever.
Drove to the LQM.
If you get into an accident driving your own car, we can get sued. So we actually have in our liability policy a special rider that protects us in case you get into a wreck driving your car. So all these lawyers who are watching this, some of them who have a shitty insurance agent are running around without protection. By the way, the non-owner's liability rider, it's like a couple $100 for the year. It's like so cheap, it's like you can't even put it in these calculations. So let's just do the math here, right? We got the $100 that we're paying you, right? Plus, so I'm gonna add it up, just tell me.
So $100 you're paying me,
$100 that we're paying you,
plus $6 of Social Security,
plus $6 for Social Security,
plus $1.45 for Medicare,
plus $1.45 for Medicare,
plus 95 cents for unemployment,
plus 95 cents for unemployment,
plus $2 for
workers' comp,
workers' comp,
plus $2 for workers' comp,
plus the $150 for the
let's just say plus $4
for the 401k.
plus $4 for the 401k. This is $114.40. So to pay you $100 cost us an extra $14.40, which is why we say, as a rule of thumb, you take the salary times 1.15 to come up with about your cost of employment. The direct cost of employment. And then there's the indirect costs, which is every month we spend $150 for processing your payroll. We spend $100 for the space that you actually occupy. We spend $100 for, what was that third $100?
Computer.
Right, for your computer sinking fund.
Yeah, sinking fund, yeah.
Plus $300 for all the software that you're using, plus $650 for your health insurance. That's another $1,300 a month that it costs us to have you here.
Plus parking.
Plus parking. Plus all the office supplies you walk out of here with every day you forget to bring back.
That one time.
That one time. Happened once. Only once. Yeah. How do you feel about this?
I have a better understanding now of where you're gonna come from. So when the meeting starts, it's more of like we're both at the same base, and then we can have a better conversation with understanding of how both sides are, and where I am personally, and what you are personally, what the company is personally, and then it's just gonna avoid any awkward conversations because you have this thought of this much money and I have no clue. So now I'm educated on it, and I can make a better. I can ask you for a better offer that makes sense with this, and we can agree upon something, and we can go about working.
Now, here's the big question that scares the shit out of most lawyers.
Okay.
They're afraid to ask their staff this question. How do you feel about knowing that I know that you're here doing this job for your reasons more than for my reasons?
Way better. This isn't a joke, it's not a lie. I look at you and you know exactly why I'm here, and I look at you and I know why you're here, which makes it a more productive day because I gotta go somewhere, you gotta go somewhere, but might as well just walk together for this moment and then part of ways.
Right. How do you feel knowing that whatever I pay you, I'm expecting to get about a 5 times return on my investment? So if I pay, what did we say, $1,300 a month for all of these fixed costs of employing you, times 5, I need to get $6,500 a month
For my direct performance.
just for the cost of the office and the health insurance and the parking and all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, I mean, did you think you were working for a charity? No. You know that I'm here to make a profit.
Yes.
And I know you're here to make a profit. You're here to make a profit financially because you're here to make more money working here than you can make somewhere else.
Yes.
And or you're here to get more professional growth than you could get somewhere else.
Yes.
And or you're here to, because this job gives you the opportunity to live a better personal life than you can earn somewhere else.
Agreed.
Right? Like Mike, I'm very aware of the fact that Mike could walk out the door and probably, I would think, double. Yeah, probably double his income. I mean, I know that, right? I know that, he knows that. And so we had to have a very candid conversation about how could working here balance the fact that he could make literally twice as much working somewhere else. And so we had to show them how this could be very professionally satisfying and how this position meets his personal needs to make it worth the financial sacrifice that he makes working here. So anyway, the point I'm making is you hear me talking about this stuff all the time. We do live quarterly meetings about this all the time. We do webinars about this all the time. We teach you these things, and I wanted to give you a chance to see that we walk the walk. We're very sincere about this. Edwin, who's holding the camera, can you vouch that we do this with you also?
Yes, I can.
It's legit. This is how you build a superstar team. This is how you build a team. All right. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Edwin. Now we're going to do our